Hello everyone and welcome to another Division 2 video. After a great game 1 between Jaapaasa and SteppeKnight for the semi-finals in Division 2 league season something, forgot which number it is, we have been gifted with another long game 2. Now if you haven't seen game 1, go check it out. If you don't want to get spoiled and you haven't watched it, maybe skip at like 5 seconds. This game was won by Jaapaasa, so now we get to see if it comes to game 3, or if it's going to remain with these two games. I'm definitely going to be excited. As I said in the first video, these two players are always a delight to watch when they clash together. So I'm very excited for this. We do have a classic division matchup, a base game division matchup, which I love to see. I'm surprised that neither of those have been banned. Neither of those are probably the top bans, but they are banned relatively frequently, I would say. So it's definitely cool that we get to see those. And it's a cool thing about this map. I think both of these divisions can shine in their respective way on this map. But also we do have Maverick versus Balanced, as also most incomes can be played on this map. So pretty cool that. And I think we're just going to go into the decks right now. I don't think I need to introduce the players again. We have seen and heard about that in game 1. We're just going to watch at... I don't remember what I started with. We're going to see. And we're going to start with 20th Panzer, a division that we all know and we all love. I don't think it needs more introduction. Recap, we do have the Aufklärer and then some Aufklärer Panzer 3. If we tap Stoßtrupp for some nice speediness, and I think on availability buff it used to be 6, now it is 8. So that is actually pretty nice now, I think, if you factor in everything, including availability. Then the Panzer can get DP, of course. Double DP units, super efficient. Nothing to complain there really. Sturmpire now actually decent, and then some more Panzergrens in A, B, and C phase, as well as the Pioneer SVT, which is basically a Pioneer with the loadout of a Saperi. Tank type, we do have Panzer 3 at a nice double vet, another hyper efficient unit. Panzer 4s in A, B, and C phase, the G's in B phase, as well as some Panzer T34 as well there for some nice cost efficient, or some more cheapness, let's put it at that. Support tab, quite armor heavy too, with the Panzer 4 F1 and the Panzer 3N, both phenomenal support tanks. Pretty dangerous up close. Not sure how well they will do against the tanks, the actual armor of 26, but against the infantry at least they should do super well. Then a Flamer, machine gun, Grille, and Opel ammo, of course. A D-tab, pretty nice as well. You get the classic Pak 40s, Marders, and we do have a captured CIS-3, which is pretty nice because here it actually has radio, so it is actually pretty good at indirect fire. And then the Panzerschreck, of course. We do not see any 2K because I guess, yeah, not really needed. Also in the tank that we do not see the IS-2, unfortunately. AA tab pretty filled out. So we do have a Gepard, we do have Flak 43s. So plenty of AA there, some 88s, and the SDKF Z71. Of course, AA will definitely be needed against the IL-2 tank buster that we're pretty likely going to see, I would say. Artillery tab, we do have the 81 Mortar and the Wolfram, so pretty light in that regard. I mean, not the equipment itself, not necessarily, but it's not super big, especially for a balanced deck. But once again, in tournament games, you don't need that much artillery, really, as people often think. And then the air tab, pretty aggressive with the GOs, of course, fantastic plane. Then some JU-87s. BF-19, which honestly is not that good, so I'm surprised that it takes it, and some cluster planes, because, yeah, might actually be necessary for some of the against some of the armor that we see. But overall, pretty nice. I mean, we know it. Not much to say there. And on the other side, of course, 26th Guard, another well-known classic division from the base game. And a nice one too, that is always fun. The interesting thing here is it has some really strong tool against 20th Panzer, but it really has some weaknesses that we will probably see at play here. So in the recon tab, we do have some snipers, and that's about it. There's also not that much more to take, really, so that makes a lot of sense. Infantry tab, quite A-phase heavy, although the loadout is not that unusual except for Saperi PPSH, which kind of makes it appear a little bit more A-phase heavy than it might be, but I would have expected a little bit more in B phase, to be honest, that's for sure. So he brings Saperi PPSH for some rush at the start, and Jaapaasa certainly knows how to do that well. Then some leader after those two cards of Kavada DP and the Sturmoviki Rocks, a nice little CQC unit. And yeah, I mean, if you take out Superb PPSH, it looks pretty standard for A phase, to be honest. B phase only Shavniki and Saperi, so relatively light, but there might be some leftovers from A phase. Then Gavadia DP in C phase to round it up. Tank Tab T34E, pretty standard. Then the IS1, which is going to be a true pain for SteppeKnight, because except for the APCR and the Margin Pack 40, he has not really a tool to directly kill this. He would have to use the Wolfram otherwise. The cluster plane as well, I guess. So there are some tools, but you will certainly have to work a bit, and this thing is just so obnoxious, especially with how cheap it is. KV-1E up armor. We're getting into territory where you can bounce some Panzer full shots here, so that's definitely quite useful. And I mean, it's priced like a Panzer 4G, so that's definitely a good matchup there. Then the KV-85, which of course will most certainly bounce a lot of Panzer 4 shots. This is quite a nice counter, actually. It's basically a Jagd Panzer 4 with better armor on the side and a turret. That's what it really comes down to. Support tab, we do have a nice mix there, pretty filled as well. Some flamers, then of course the mighty 50mm mortar, Maxim, OB25, then the also mighty ISU 152 in A and B phase, some ammo, a T-tab, rather light, nothing super heavy except for the IS. For the SU-85, but that is not phenomenal, to be honest. Sys-Freeze, M45, M42 or 45mm, however you want to say. But of course, one of the weaknesses of this division, which we're going to see, we have seen SteppeKnight stack with his support tanks. You don't have any Panzer Shreks or bazookas or anything like that, so that's going to be tricky, probably. And the AT rifles of the Gavadia probably won't do super well against those tanks. The A-tab, limited with only the M15. It's okay, but it's not phenomenal. It does get the job done, though. And then the artillery tab, we have the artillery spotters. I'm not even going to try pronouncing them. Then the SU-76, a B-50, you have the Andrusha, and the 280, mighty big gun. Air tab, recon, fighter, because of course he knows that there will probably be some Chios. Yak 9B, which is actually quite good. This thing is fast, it has decent big bomb loadout, and yeah, very aspect. It reloads fast too, if I remember correctly. And then the IL-237, of course, which you don't bring for the bombs, but you bring it for the AT role that it can fill. Really powerful there, and I think with that we now see where this leads us. And here we are back again. So let's look at the deployments. Or the map first, actually. So usually you can push this flag for blue side. Red can actually push something like right here and support it a little bit. And that can make it really hard for blue side to actually grab this flag. But you can enter the forest bit. The problem is it can't really go anywhere from there. You can push into here, but it's very deep. It's not super easy to do. Now a red sometimes can blow out this flag, but you usually only get this flag. Maybe you can push forward to that one, but that's gonna be it. Like you're not gonna go super deep, and you're probably not gonna hold this for a while. But you can kind of establish yourself here. Now what blue can also do is put something in here and grab this flag. So this is definitely an error, but probably both players want to contest things. But what happens very often is that you kind of form a diagonal from here to over here, as we're going to see red usually can grab this flag as they are faster here because they have the direct way compared to blue side. And the rest is pretty much open. Sometimes red pushes for here. This is a common place to push for blue. So I think there's a lot of potential here. So let's see. Jaapaasa actually goes defensive on this part here. We do have early AA out as well. I guess he expects the air spam. And then relatively aggressively, I guess, with the separate PPSH into these positions right here, also relatively aggressively here, so he tries to go for this flag if possible, but also to make sure that he won't lose this one. On the other side, SteppeKnight tries to get up here, but not super strong, so I guess it just contests it to see if he can grab something. Then up here, so it looks like SteppeKnight is actually determined to try to contest this area. It's not going super defensive. We go a little bit further forward. In the town, relatively defensive, lots of STOS troops for CQC in positions where, you know, CQC can kind of hold things. Gepard, interesting. Don't know what's that doing there, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Then SteppeKnight, Jaapaasa, pushing actually into this part of the town a little bit as well. Do we have some more support PPSH? Yeah, that's probably those, right? Oh, no. Yeah, okay. So probably also in a more defensive function to see or to prevent SteppeKnight from actually rushing into there. And then defensive here, because it's a flag that blue often pushes for. I'm not surprised about that. Does SteppeKnight push for it? He's definitely preparing for it. I mean, yeah, the armor is coming. The armor is coming. Some infantry as well. So yeah, probably tries to. And then up north though, very defensive. Yeah, you can't really go for that. So he just has something here. I guess the Aufklär. No. Yeah, Aufklär to spot what's coming there, and some flamers to hold the flags here and here. Now on Jaapaasa side, he tries to get it there with probably a flamer, some support weapons here, and then up north really just the 45mm to hold it and the flamer to get into there. And I think with that, we now start the game. Question is, are we going to see? Yes, we are going to see geos. 3 of them actually. Jaapaasa also brings out his recon plane. So recon is going to be there. Everything up north is very much endangered by these geos. Down south there is the M15, luckily for Jaapaasa. But and the Gepard, of course, is also there stopping the P2. 2 actually. I've not really noticed that one. But that's enough to force the P2 off. Really useful there. I would expect to either see AA up north relatively soon, or a fighter to deal with those two. If Jaapaasa's paying attention, he might have noticed that there's no AA up here, because he would have seen, at least not necessarily here, but from here he should have seen something shooting at the P2, which was not the case. We don't know though if he did. And also it's still possible that, you know, the AA would be up here, so Jaapaasa can't really know for sure. 30 land for Jaapaasa as he grabs, what did he grab? Oh, that flag, yeah, pretty classic, but already equaled out as we know, as we've seen. We kind of have the diagonal, not exactly because of these PPSH, which kind of window. Oh, this one going forward for this is free, but the MG42 is here to save the day. Otherwise, I could have ended really badly for SteppeKnight. So PPSH though, unfortunately, not being able to do much here. They got into here. Flamers and Stostrup have been able to do what they need to do there. Flamers gonna get in here. I don't know who wins that. They both will just force you. Oh, Jaapaasa dodged it. Wow. Very good micro there by Jaapaasa. OB25 is under threat by the Chio. Oh, saved just in time by the arriving M15. There is the AA. That also means that any airplay by SteppeKnight is probably shut down at that point. 13-11 for Jaapaasa as he actually grabs his flag. His flame dodging here does a job, and the OB25 finishes off that flamethrower. So really nice there. So he was also paying attention and making sure that he doesn't push further than he needs to. Panzer 3 going after the OB25. OB25 is moved manually. Okay, that explains a lot. I was about to wonder why it doesn't shoot. Because it has heat shells. It can kill these. Now, 2-on-1, probably not, because the accuracy is also not phenomenal. But I'm still surprised. SteppeKnight grabbing this flag. Jaapaasa still holding that one. But this grab here paid off. It's not a very sustainable grab at the moment, and it looks like he's going to lose that flag in return. So I'm pretty curious to see where this develops from here. It looks like both players are clashing mostly in the town, which is a common thing to see. But sometimes you also see players going heavily for one flank. Because of the CQC advantage that Jaapaasa has, I would not be surprised if he tries to go for this flag eventually. Generally focuses around that area. But the problem is then here you have kind of the open a bit, which is not super easy. This area is relatively open. So you would expect SteppeKnight to have a bit of an advantage there, but he doesn't actually... Jaapaasa's tool can still do the job there, for sure. But he has to be a little bit more careful because it's long-range infantry. And machine guns, of course, are not as good as those of SteppeKnight. That being said, he has the mighty OB25. The OB25, I've said that about every tool in both these divisions, I guess, with the mighty. But the OB25 is really powerful. It is such a beast. Performs super well in its support weapon role, but also it just does so much damage as AT. Really. So much work, sorry. Like the accuracy is like 25%, but it still works. Oh, PPSH kills the Stostrup, paid itself off already. You are the DP holding ground here, but you kind of need to position something like right here to hold that flag, to re-grab that. 12-12 currently, as this flag is in SteppeKnight's hand, and now he re-grabbed this flag, so that brings it back to 13-11. So I guess we're gonna see the old switcheroo here quite a while. Afters here in a defensive position. The problem is if they're sitting in here, that's not the best defensive position actually. If you fight along this side, this is where, you know, this is where afters are really good. If you fight along this side, not that good. Although the Panzer might still run into it. The Purple Visage kills the Panzer III, but is now fired at by the Panzer IV F1. One Mortar going after the Panzer DP, which have found the 81 Mortar. That's not advantageous. Panzer DP arriving here to try and fight its way through here, or at least secure the flag. I guess it's more securing than actually pushing. Guerrilla now coming in down south. So SteppeKnight, knowing that, you know, Jaapaasa doesn't have a super strong, I mean, it has a good armor type, but it's definitely not an armored division, is, I guess, preparing down south for a push, and knowing that he probably needs more HE than AT, has decided that a guerrilla would do the job to prepare. Panzer DP unloading in time and should be able to kill off the Saperi PPSH. Stostrup versus Flamer should be an easy win for the Stostrup. I might actually bring this flag to SteppeKnight, especially since there's nothing here. But if you sit like right here, and your opponent sits in here or here, you will have this flag on the blue side. So that's definitely important. Three more Geos coming in, but there's a yay now. This one, yeah, no. I might lose one of them. This M15 is rather far back though, because I guess he needs to cover all of this as well, so he can't really put it too far forward right here. 39 for SteppeKnight still. Panzer IV now coming in. And yeah, there we go. Yeah, Panzer actually pushed forward with an Afto and an Agnomachiki. The problem is, he doesn't really have anything to poke out of these woods, so he will just be sitting there. Now, Stostrup won't really deal with that, but the flag will also not fall to Jaapaasa for as long as it doesn't actually have anything to contest that in a better way. Aufklär Panzer III coming in. That's pretty much a brick wall here for what is there. More Panzer IIIs coming in for the town area. I mean, this is where they will dominate. Now we have the AS1 coming in. Now it needs to be careful of up close. The APCR has 150 mils of pen. Now this thing has 160 mils of armor, but you know, you can still overpen. So up close, this thing needs to be careful. But at range, Panzer III will not stand a chance against this. This thing can be an absolute brick wall, and I think it's in a risky range, I would say. It's also a little bit of a problem because, no, there's a 45 mil to cover this off, I guess. So it should not be, although you might be able to sneak out here. And here, no, okay, it's safe. Never mind me. Guevara DPS finally moved forward. It's now grabbing the flag in just the right position. Yak 9B coming in. On a blind bombing run? Question mark? Jaapaasa must have spotted it. Yeah, it just doesn't show nicely. And there we go, Panzer DP goes down. Recon was there as well to make sure that the bombs land on spot. We do have an Su-85 coming, I guess, to cover this off. Because there's nothing here that really asks for it. But there's also not much 750 meter range that Jaapaasa gets. So I guess that's the function of this right there. Panzer IV here finding the Maxim. Well, if that goes down, that flag might go back to Steppe. And that's a little bit of a problem for Jaapaasa. I think both of these players are currently in a spot where this can go anywhere, really. But, and they're probably deciding right now where they kind of do want to develop. It looks like Jaapaasa generally really tries to focus on that a little bit. We do have this area, which is still being reinforced by both players. And, of course, SteppeKnight still being set up for a little push here. Though, yes, grab this flag. I don't think for the time being it's realistic for him to push much deeper unless trades were very hard in his favor, which I feel like, considering the amount of red and blue we see on the map, I think it's a little bit more in SteppeKnight's favor, but I don't think it has to be decisive enough at all to enable him to do a larger push anywhere currently. But we are close to get to a B phase. Oh, 12-12 for a second. Now 13-11 for SteppeKnight again. As the Guevara DP push too deep and run into the Flamer. Flamer did smoke a little bit. Guevara DP might be able to finish it off. No, it does not. So it's going to be able to re-grab the flag but it won't re-grab the forest patch there by the looks of it. Another Panzer Grand DP already coming in, so the Guardian needs to be careful. And we have 2 Geos to deal with that problem. The M15 is already moving, so Jaapaasa has noticed. Looks like. No, I guess it's just moving to knock at artillery. I guess. Not a Gepard coming in. Did the other one die? If so, to what? There's one here, there's one here where, yeah. There used to be another one. Geo, both of them forced off. One of them might have hit. Because it looks damaged. This 3 going after it. Gevada DP has been forced. Oh, but the splash still forces it off. Pins it down. Strumoviki rocks moving in, but the Panzer DP might be able, no, not might be able, will be there in time. And this thing doesn't have smoke as far as I remember. So once it gets caught out in the open, that's going to be that for this precious unit. And Jaapaasa only has the 1 in A phase. Got a DP moving forward after being forced off. It's in a good position to hold ground, like right here. But I can't do much more than that. And we have a wall of Panzer 4 and Panzer 3s there, which Jaapaasa is not going to break through anytime soon. Oh, one Geo finally goes down. But there we see the problem with the forest patches. These are sitting here, but there's not much that they can do. Panzer 3 just moving up. And eventually Steppe will probably just be able to move around it. Oh, Pack 40 has been moved into position here. Kind of missed that. It's going to catch that T-34 out in the open there. So this is the problem if you take this route. You kind of have to go through here or here. But whenever you go through there, there's probably some sort of AT gun in here. Like here or back here. And you'll just get sniped. And this is what we just saw there. Then south, recon in. We do have a Yak 9B that came in to kill the Panzer Grand DP. One Gepard, unfortunately, for SteppeKnight can't do enough. His 3 is still going. Strumoviki Rocks, though, has in fact been unloaded and damaged. Yeah, it's half health. It could still move forward and kill the flamethrower. That will finally bring this forest patch back to Jaapaasa. Gepard moving forward. Maybe... Yeah, that's number 1. Did he get killed by the Su-85? No. Don't know what killed that then. You have an ISU-152 coming, and I can definitely deal with a lot of things here. One thing to be careful of, if whenever you're here, and I put myself underestimate that quite often, you have definitely some areas where you're at 2k, but there are also plenty of positions for, where you can shoot this from, which is not 2k. Oh, ISU-152 finds a Gepard, wastes some of its precious AP shells on it though. Misses as well. Now, but in B phase 2 gets the Andrusha coming in. Well, that's going to hurt quite a bit. I'm not really sure what he wants to go after, though. Could definitely kill a tank blob here if that remains stationary. Or kind of soften things up here to push into the town. B2 going back. Grille finding this up. Oh, no. Yeah, so the CQC was meant to clear this out. It's probably never going to clear this out. Gevada DP pushing forward to re-grab this flag. The problem is if they're going to run into Stostrup, they will lose. Oh, but Jaapaasa notices it. Oh, so you saw the front line. Correctly guessed that there was something in there. It's now moving back into position where it should be safe. But the problem is, in the safe position, also can't grab the flag. SU-152 going after the Grenadier DP. Now we have Strafniki coming in, trying to deal with that. I mean, they can, if they get in, they can definitely overwhelm the flamethrower, and then they should win against anything there. Panzer 3N coming in. If that's going to go up here, that's also going to be super obnoxious for Jaapaasa. He regrabs the flag once again, and he finally found the perfect spot, 1311. We do have a Wurfrahmen in, though, on SteppeKnight's side. I was feeling comfortable. Oh, did he get a pen? I think he did. It did. It looks damaged. So Pack 40 found an APCR shot on the IS-1. Yeah, you need to keep your distance with the IS-1. Ooh, Marder 1 goes down. 45 mil trying to go after it. I think he got a pen. No, does not look that damaged. And by not that damaged, I mean not damaged at all, actually. SC-152. No, what is it spotting now? Oh. It's the MG42 over there. Interesting. Flak 40 at this range now. No, it is actually within APCR range. Oh, and finds a kill on the IS-1. That's a big loss there for Jaapaasa. He needed that to kind of be there as an unbreakable shield. And it just was not that. That's actually pretty bad. Su-85 doing some infantry support, but the Gavada DP is heavily outmatched by the infantry and the Panzer 3N. Do you have another Yak 9B coming, or the same one actually? That's going to hurt and might actually kill both of these. Although the gap might spread the bombs enough so that it will not kill. Yeah, it still kills. Also turns the right way, so it's going to survive. Andrusha is going after the support and AT blob here. Oh, never mind. Kills the MG42. I was going to say fails to kill, but I'm not really sure what the plan there was, to be honest, because I failed to see what this actually brings him. I think softening up this area would have been much more useful. Oh, Wolfram strike up close though. Very powerful kills off the after here, and I think Gavadi as well. Maybe I missed that. Maybe it wasn't there anymore. 2 Strafniki versus 1 Panzergren. The problem is they're bunched up, so they both take suppression. But they might still win out. Looks like they do. Now the Panzer 3 comes in though. That will put a stop to that very quickly. Jaapaasa needs some sort of AT up here. Now pushing into town though. Oh, counter push here by some armor. SteppeKnight decided that now is the time. It's 13-11, back to 12-12. Cis 3 will be overwhelmed by all of this. Will not stand a chance against the Panzer 3 blob, especially within machine gun range. Not that the machine gun is especially powerful, but it will add up for sure. 13-11 for Jaapaasa now. Still not been able to get this flag. He's been able to push up here, but the Sturmpire is stopping him. Andrusha being reloaded, already retargeted after the armor blob. This is definitely a good target. Oh, looks like one of them died. Let's see what he can do. Oh, 2 in 1. Not too bad. And the Panzergren DP on top. The problem with this is it's super ammo hungry. Jaapaasa actually stops it because without it, the Andrusha firing everything. Because he realized that the target that you want to kill is that, so there's no need to continue on. Panzergren, Panzerfaust here, unfortunately, for SteppeKnight pinned. K1s are running rampant here. And a Panzer 4 F1 here that could maybe pen them. Up close, definitely, possibly. You can always overpen. Now we have the first KV-85 on the field, and this is an entirely different beast. The capture Cis-3 will definitely not be able to pin it. Panzer 4s might with the APCR. Marder 1s for sure. With the APCR, otherwise they will bounce probably a little bit. And for the Panzer 4s, of course, it's going to be a struggle. Do you have another Flak 43 coming in? So SteppeKnight starting to secure his things off. He has seen some Yak 9 action. It doesn't want it to happen again. And of course, he might also be aware of the L2, which we're going to see up north now. I don't know what it's going for. We know that the Panzer 3 is here, but I'm not sure if Jaapaasa can see it. And also, he doesn't. He probably wants to couple it with a recon plane. That's what he usually do. You have a Gepard coming in. That won't be able to force off the L2. The 2 Chios were forced off, but one got the bombs off on the Gavada DP there. Gavada DP here finding the Sturmpinion. If he can kill it off, that might be another flag for Jaapaasa that he really needs. We are approaching the end of... well, no, we're relatively close to the end of B phase, and Jaapaasa has yet to make any progress. He's not grabbed a single flag yet, which is really not looking super good for him. Now, as we always say, the turnaround point comes very often a little bit after the end of your strong phase. But you should be able to make some progress of some sorts usually. Otherwise, it's often not a very good sign. But we might be able to wait and see. He has definitely some good tools ready. He has Andrusha that can do the work. Wolframen is going after... what? This blob here? Oh, that's juicy. That's a juicy target-rich environment. Jaapaasa's going after Panzer 4, but the Flak 43 might be able to save the day. Panzer 4 F1 goes down. L2... it's an L2. It will get out. I'm pretty sure of that. But yeah, I think so far Jaapaasa really struggling. The biggest problem that he has right now is that he has a hard time getting it past that cost-efficient armor, and he can't really benefit a lot from his strong CQC infantry combined with his 50mm mortars. And in town fights, the 50mm mortars can still be super useful. Rusha getting 3 rockets off, or 2, but miss the Panzer 3 this time. That could have been not a double kill. That would have been pretty epic. KV-85 pushing forward this. The Spec 40 here. That can definitely kill that at this range because we are in a PCR range. First level for Jaapaasa finally as he grabs this flag back with his Aperi that is pushing forward. Pack 40 here spots. What does it spot? Gavada DP probably. Should go. Yeah, down it goes in the transport. Ah, that's rough to see. And now we have rows of KV-85s coming. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one for SteppeKnight. Although up close, once again he has tools for it. The Panzer 3s can pen it, Marder can pen it. We have an 81mm mortar incoming as well. And AA generally very far forward. Something that I'm always too afraid of. But if you have it like this far forward, it can really do magic. Let me tell you that. 1410 as Jaapaasa regrabs his flag with the KV-85. The problem is it's going to run into the Pack 40 here eventually. No, the Pack 40 is not in position. It is moving forward now. The KV-85 will be able to kill off the Panzer 3. Once that's down, Jaapaasa might be able to do some magic. Oh! Panzer 3 and kills it with the heat shell. It doesn't do 10 damage, right? So it must have been damaged before. I don't know about what. That's a big loss there because that means that everything right here is once again not really well contestable for Jaapaasa. He really needed that. He calls in SU-76 now for some actual artillery. And the SVT here goes down to the Saperi. Panzer finding some more Saperi though to poke on. Tomoviki Rocks pushing forward, but the problem is it's going to run into some armor here. Not really much he can do at that point. So Jaapaasa's just struggling to find a good place to push and really leverage his infantry advantage. And the problem is he kind of has to go with where he's pushing and probably where he has the best chances with his infantry to push. He kind of has to get into range where his KV-85s are just not that great against the armor that SteppeKnight has. And remember that Panzer 3 is it's about half as expensive as the KV-85, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. KV-1E might be able to get a first shot off here. Gets a pen on the Panzer 3. The problem is it's going to run against the Panzer 3 and the Marder. Double teaming is never a good thing for the one that's going to get double teamed. Oh no, the Marder is busy finding us a parry, so KV-1 might be able to get a shot on the Marder first as well because the Marder is turning. There we go. Oh, crew panicked. What a lucky crit here for SteppeKnight. We'll probably finish that off. And that's going to be a lot of Jaapaasa's pushing strength gone, to be honest. Because the infantry here can once again be stopped. Although, it looks like it's overwhelming things. The Marder is not super strong armor. So if the Gavada DP can close enough for some PTRS or PTRD, what is it? PTR, can't read. PTRD action, it might be able to kill that off. But yeah, this is going to be the problem now. We have a row of Panzer 3Ns coming in. I'm not really sure how Jaapaasa intends to deal with those. That's going to be the big issue here, right here. Panzer N coming in, it won't really help against Strafniki. With how low the flamer is, Strafniki might be able to kill that off. I mean, look at the loadout. Yeah, no, should be possible. But it's going to get double teamed now by Panzergrens while it's standing out in the open, so that can't end well. And I think he's going to lose that. Artillery spotter here, though. Observer here. And the SU-76, so it has radio. Yeah, this one was low. Strafniki absolutely wasted that. I think that's... Jaapaasa can't know. He has to know, expect there to be stronger CQC. But that was hard to watch. As Jaapaasa kind of missed his chance of getting into here and grabbing his force patch back. But now he's going to lose that flag. It's going to bring it back to 12-12. Wolfram going again after the push here. Softening that up, killing some infantry. Strafniki pushing forward though. Stostrup should not be able to hold that off. KV-85s have been called in as reinforcement but have not done anything yet. And it looks like the ammo here is nearly depleted. The Anrusha is ready to strike again though. And now the Guerrilla has found the Strafniki too. Oh, that's rough. SC-76 is going after the Panzergren. Won't change much here though. Oh, but the Panzergrens here have been pushed forward a little bit too aggressively. The blob of Strafniki and Saperi are absolutely dominating those. The Strafniki are trying to push forward, but now we have the Panzer 3Ns that have arrived and are... Oh, Just absolutely shredding everything in their path, really. 76 forcing back the Panzer, but the SteppeKnight has been wiped out. Back to 12-12. IL2 going after the T-34 up here. Didn't know, not observed that getting in there. But the Gepard is there to stop that, and the BF-19 is going to get on the back of it. Is it going to be able to shoot it down? No. This thing is so bad. Just probably better off not taking. Oh, although I guess compared with the Gepard's fire, it did the job, but you're probably going to lose that as well. But I think that's worthwhile. It's not super easy for Jaapaasa to replace the IL-2 at this point, and he only has two of them to begin with. BF-19, oh, actually gets out. But even if you lost that, I think that would be okay. Yep, SteppeKnight can replace him at this point. Jaapaasa cannot really easily replace his IL-2. Oh, flag 43 goes down. Now, this is where the IL-2 would be desperately, and I think Jaapaasa will notice that loss. I mean, it's a good hit there for Jaapaasa, but this is gonna be troublesome now. KV-85 coming in though. Oh, ISU-152 being in a little cheeky sniping position. Might be able to take one of those down if it finally manages to reload. Pack 40 moving into position here though. Might be presented with a free side shot opportunity. That would be very bad for Jaapaasa. T-34 down, Panzer 3 ends being forced back. KV-1 finding some good side shots here by the looks of it. So this stopped 13-11 for Jaapaasa once again. The problem is he has yet to achieve a 59, and with this income matchup, I think if you don't have the 59, you're probably not going to win that. Gets a driver killed, so nowhere to run for the ISU-152. It is reloading, but probably too fast. Second one was a Pan 2, I think. ISU, one shots to Pack 40. Never mind. I guess you don't need to run. Maybe that motivated the shooter to aim extra well or something like that. I don't know. But holy moly, that was lucky for Jaapaasa. It felt like it... Well, no, I was just not watching, I guess. It felt like he aimed super fast afterwards. Well, the DPF been able to push back in here. Finding another Pack 40. Down he goes. Z152 going after some Panzer gun right here. But the T-34 is there to bully the SteppeKnight, I guess. KV-1 pushing forward a little bit. More Gevada DP coming in to hold ground up here. Maybe even push back, but he still needs some CQC if he wants to get past that flamethrower. I mean, with 2 Gevada, he might be able to just overwhelm it eventually, depending on how low it actually is. Because we do have to remember that even though this is a 2-man team, it actually has 4 health. So if you only see one guy and it's still at 2 health, it's not the same thing as being one guy, 1 health. I'm not really sure how this works actually. So it's possible that once it shows one guy, it only has 1 health. But I wouldn't know how that works actually. If someone does, please do let me know in the comments. I'm eager to learn. I'm eager to learn. Back to 12-12 as this flag is lost again for Jaapaasa. And the Saperi here is pushed out by the Panzer. KV-85 here versus Pack 40. Not a good fight for the KV-85. Although by the looks of it, it seems to be working out right now. I mean, this is what we discussed, right? A lot of the Axis army will struggle to pen this to some extent. Oh, they trade. That's definitely a worse loss for Jaapaasa than for SteppeKnight. Everything that he has now is not easily replaceable, especially these tanks. And he doesn't have an endless amount of those. It's like 6, I think? Maybe 8 maximum. Wolfram might claim another one. It does... Oh, but something else. Marder claimed another one. One survives, but the infantry has been pinned. KV-85 versus Marder, I suppose. Line of sight tool letting us down again. Wow. Was that... Yeah, that was the APCR that just bowed. Crazy. Crazy. KV-85 gets the kill. Pretty lucky there. Jaapaasa still on the third. I mean, if Jaapaasa can hold the 13-11 for long enough, then he will still take this win. As we said, you usually need the 15-9, but if you just can hold your opponent at 13-11 for the remainder of the game by just trading well enough, I mean, it will work. That's all you need. Oh, I haven't really noticed that, but the M15 goes down. We're just going to look as I saw the GO coming in, and there is none. So Jaapaasa desperately needs to replace that. Because otherwise, there will be, yeah, I mean, GOs, maybe Ju-87s, cluster or regular Orions will just be running havoc here. And everything here is potentially get killed. Oh, look at this thing go. Or was that? the SC-76? No, it wasn't. ISU gets killed by the Pak-40, but takes it with it into the grave. 30 land for Jaapaasa still, even though his front line here looks like it is collapsing. But he's... Oh, SKF's at 11. What was that? Was that an 88? That would have been an absolutely terrible loss there for SteppeKnight. I mean, that's expensive. Oh no, but now Ju-87's are coming in. Still no AA here to replace the lost AA. That's potentially very problematic. This one's going after this KV-85. This one's going after that one. If both of these are gone, this is going to be all that Jaapaasa has here to hold the line. KV-80 can do it, but KV-1E, I mean. Oh, survives. Both survive. That's massive. I mean, they're probably one hit kills now, but that doesn't matter as long as they can tank the one hit. Not tank, as long as they can keep bouncing. Oh, one KV-85 goes down to the Marder. Ooh. Now do you have another M15 coming in as Jaapaasa realizes that he really needs that AA. But yeah, there's the next one coming. So the air spam has started now on SteppeKnight's side. Chio is still circling here, getting ready for some more action. Oh, Panzer 3 goes down to, I don't know what, maybe this KV-85? KV-1E, one of these. Oh no, Panzer 3 gets a kill on the KV-1. Ju-87 might be able to finish that off. Is the M15 going to stop it in time? This one is already damaged for a previous run, so even if it gets spread out, it might still kill. There we go, down it goes. I think Jaapaasa will have one or two of them left maximum. Maybe even none. Is Ju-87 gonna go down in return? They are medium resilience now, and it shows. This wouldn't 100% have died before the buff. 100%. It does have an impact. Gavada DP here. I guess finding... What does it find? Panzer 3N with the PTR-Ds. But it doesn't really stand a chance against it. It won't get through the armor. Same with the Strafniki against the T-34. That's just not going to happen. This 3 is moving into position. They might be able to do something, but the problem is if it gets spotted, it's going to get absolutely slapped. I mean, you can't... Even if you kill this thing in time, the Panzer IVs will be able to do enough damage here. Geo trying to get in and stop this cheeky grab here by Jaapaasa, but M15 stopping that. 30 land for Jaapaasa still, so just all he needs to do is hold on. All he needs to do is hold on, and he might be able to take the win home here. The Andrusha, though, is silent. Actually, it has been used at some point, but just missed where. I'm surprised that we don't see more of them. I mean, there's a target-rich environment right here, but we don't see it being used so far. There's one more KV-85. That's probably the last one, I would say. Might be wrong. Might be wrong. I would think it would be that way. Panzer 3 goes down. Wow. And only the T-34 within line of sight right now. So this is 3 here, potentially cleaning up. Panzer 4 engaging as well. No, I think it's engaging the Gavadia. I mean, now Steppe knows that it's here, so it's 3 moving forward. We do have another Wolfram strike. Softening this up. Bring this flag to SteppeKnight. 30 land for SteppeKnight now. Is Jaapaasa going to be able to hold this on? I mean, we have to remember, things of course are not going to get better for Jaapaasa over time, but if he still manages to hold on, at some point it will be too late for SteppeKnight to turn things around efficiently. Andrusha is being used to go after Wolfram. Is he going to get that kill? That would be great for him. I gets a transport, but I think the Wolfram is going to get away. Is it though? No! Wolfram and ammo go down. Wow. I mean, Jaapaasa's and Andrusha hit are on target today. Holy moly. Can't really complain about that at all. Look at this. Absolutely dominating. But now he needs to resupply. This thing is super ammo hungry, unfortunately for him. T-34 finds the Panzergren. Vadia pushing back, but yeah, that's going to be a rough one. Oh no! Captures this 3. Oh! No. Captures this 3 goes down, but we have a pack 4 versus this 3 matchup here. That's, for the damage, this 3 probably not going to end super well. Although it fires faster, so that's definitely going to count for something. Oh, we have a little Panzer 3 push up here. No AT here, so that is going to be super dangerous for Jaapaasa at this point. Could try to position something in this area. I'm not really sure where Jaapaasa wants to get more flags now. I mean, he needs to find another one somewhere. Oh, actually he did. Where? I found that one back. Well, that should do. KV-85. Side damaged. Wow. Super unlucky. Another Panzer 4 already called in. I mean, SteppeKnight has plenty of armor at that point. Panzer slowly moving position. SU-76 unfortunately is out of ammo. Needs to be resupplied. But Jaapaasa did it. He stabilized it. So now he just needs to hold on. I would say if he can kind of hold the 12-12 somehow until minute like 42, 3 or something like that, he might be in a very good spot to win this. So all he needs to do is achieve that. Now, SteppeKnight's AA will have a word to say about that as well. But Jaapaasa still has some mighty... Oh, there we go. Some mighty planes. And goes to show right here. Kills the Panzer 3. 45mm position. I could definitely do some work here. So Perry and Guevara pushing forward. Holding the 12-12. Now, if he can find one more flag, that would be back to 13-11. And every single tick that Jaapaasa gets here is going to be absolutely crucial for him to be able to win that. Because it means that SteppeKnight needs to work a little bit harder to actually get Jaapaasa fully down. Andrusha reloading, preparing for another strike, but he only has 3 left. I'm not sure if it's going to hit that guerrilla, so Jaapaasa might be unlucky with that. Ammo already on the way though to resupply Andrusha. I mean, this thing has been absolutely killing things, so... Guerrilla is on the move. SteppeKnight has been... Oh, that would have been spot on if the guerrilla hadn't been moved, but unfortunately for Jaapaasa it did. It's resupplying again for that one rocket, so... yeah. What? There we go, 13-11. Look at that. What did he grab? What did he grab now? Grab something? I don't get what. What did I miss? Must have missed something, but I mean... The game, this is so close. 12-12 again. Got a DP pushing. Oh, running into the Panzer. Panzer 34 coming in. If he can kill that. That's T-34 versus T-44. That's not that good of a matchup. As if it was a KV-1. But if he gets the first shot off, which it does, he can win that engagement. And that would secure this flag for the time being. 14-10 for Jaapaasa all of a sudden. Do we see the 15-9? I don't know. I wouldn't know where, but do we? He keeps on holding on. Oh, he got that one. Being forced out of that one though, but still 13-11 for him after that. I mean, Jaapaasa's lines are actually relatively thin right now, but he's still managing to hold on. He's trading very well. Very impressive. And I mean, 37 minutes... The clock is definitely ticking for SteppeKnight. He not only needs to bring it back to 12-12, but he needs to equalize. At this point, it's probably still doable, realistically, with the time that is left. But especially if he can get a 59, then it is very easily doable. But he needs to do it at some point, soon. He can't wait forever. But I think Jaapaasa is probably running low on armor at this point. We haven't seen another KV-85 in ages. We have one KV-1E coming in, but that can't do everything on its own. This might be the last one. At this range, a Panzer 4 will pretty easily pen that. And I think it's just going to get overwhelmed now. There's also no AT guns coming. So it's possible that Jaapaasa is out of tanks and AT guns. At which point, it doesn't have a bright future ahead. IC-152 being called in. That can definitely function as AT, but it's far from ideal. The Wolfram coming in. There's another 45mm. But these are pushing so close, that's not the best tool, to be honest. SteppeKnight slowly preparing. Really softening things up here. If this flag falls, which it looks like might happen very soon, that will be the 13-11 for SteppeKnight. He still needs to make more out of that, though. At least if he doesn't get it soon. But... Oh, Kavadi here being killed off. Line here flipping. More GOs coming in. There's an M15 here, so that might be able to do the work. This one is No, still has a little bit of ammo left. A whole lot. Another 45 mil coming in. So Jaapaasa switching to defense mode, but he lost that flag right here. 45 mil is moving forward to stop that. 1311 for SteppeKnight. Yak9 coming in. There is an 88 here. It might be in a weird spot where he can't really see far though. Ah, never mind. He can see. Can he get another shot off? He can. Oh, the bomb still get off. 75 mil. Oh, but Yak9 misses. Entirely. Wow. Unlucky. Geos getting forced off, but they do what they need to do. They let SteppeKnight see what he needs to see, and the J87s are now coming in, targeting probably the remainers of Jaapaasa's armor. Oh no, going after the Andrusha. No. I mean, there's no AT to deal with that, and the ZSU can't. It will run low on ammo. Eventually. Yeah, this one's gonna get through. This one out of all things. Oh, no, 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 no. M15 here to save the day. Recon plane getting there. I mean, which one of those are turret? This one is nose, this one is the nose. I can't shoot it down. Don't think so. I mean, it's basically a 50 cal, one of them. I can't possibly do enough damage. Can it? It's smoking, but not enough. Might be close, but I mean, if you look at the map, SteppeKnight is about to break through. There's no more AT coming in, so... What was that? Must have been a misclick there. Now we see the armor just pushing through at this range. They will just shred the 45 mil. They will kill the KV-85 probably. Ah, never mind. T-34 goes down. 45 mils open up on the Panzer IV. We'll be able to kill that. Never mind, they keep penning. Oh, KV-85 bounces at this range and kills the Panzer IV. Another one coming though. 1410 for SteppeKnight as he re-grabs his flag finally. And Rusha going after... What? Oh, the 81 with mortar. He's gonna get another kill. Oh! Oh, there we go. Another Andrusha kill. How amazing. Yak9, I think this time it's gonna go down. It's flying directly into two Gepards and a flag 43. Yeah, there we go. That goes 59 for SteppeKnight as he grabs these two flags. No, he has these two flags. He finally grabs this one. He grabs these two. And he passes lines across. There's a lot here, but it's nothing that he needs right now to deal with that. He needs to stabilize things fast. If he can hold on for just a little bit, but he needs to stabilize now, basically. And if he then can just hold on a little bit, he might still be able to take the win. But it doesn't look like it's going to be happening. 15-9 again. This flag falls. Yeah, no more armor coming in. Panzer T-34 is just pushing forward. 14-10 again. Back to 15-9, yeah. I think 15 going down to the Panzer T-34. There we go. IC-152 might be able to take revenge, but it will go down to the J87, which will take revenge in turn. Maybe not even take revenge. I think it's going to kill it before we can shoot. And there we go. Not a flag fallen. 15-9. 16-8 very soon. No. He's going to get the shot off. Hiya! And gets a kill. And survives. Wow. Impressive. But yeah, I think another IC-152. Yeah. Jaapaasa is 100% out of armor. He's calling this out. He's calling this in to stop the bleed here. But this is not a dedicated AT tool. If you have to go back to this, that means you're desperate. Panzer being forced off. Jaapaasa might be able to re-grab this flag. The problem is it's still 16-8. And even if he grabs that one, it would be 15-9. And he would still need to be able to stop the bleed. And I think the tick here has been enough that even if it would now switch back to... to single tick, I don't think Jaapaasa would still be able to hold on, and he surrenders. That's rates were pretty even, but of course that means that SteppeKnight still has more things out at the end of the day. Let's look at the chronology real quick. Jaapaasa getting some good support weapon action, but otherwise SteppeKnight dominating early on. We've definitely seen Jaapaasa had grabbed some ground earlier, but SteppeKnight has definitely been doing much better in the trading compartment. And way into B phase, actually. This is where things kind of turn around a little bit, but look at how much kill SteppeKnight still gets. Yeah, and I think it's only here that, no, even there, still, I mean, some of Jaapaasa's tools are cheaper than what SteppeKnight has. So, as always, if you just see a list of blue and red, that does not necessarily mean much, but yeah, this is where... No, never mind. Yeah, this is where Jaapaasa actually traded super well for quite a while, but eventually, SteppeKnight's balanced income just took over and led him to victory. Very nicely played. Now, on Jaapaasa's side, we do have Yak 9B. Look at this thing go. 45 mils doing 45 mil stuff. ISU 152 doing a look at Yadrusha. Wow. I mean, this thing deserves a medal. Look at that. A1 also doing a lot of work. Stravniki have also been doing decently well. 3 doing quite nice. That's about it. Losses. Oh. Where was that? Look at this Grille go. They killed like half of Jaapaasa's army, it feels like. Wow. Wolfram, not as good as Sandrusha. That's the bar is high. The bar is high for rocket artillery in this game. Anyone? Oh, killed a KV 85. Wow. Okay, Panzer free enemy. This, yeah, look at this thing go as well. So yeah, pretty interesting game. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day and see you next time. We get the game 3 now, so let's see who wins and finally gets into the finals of Steel Division League. Forgot the season again. Shouldn't have said that. Division 2 at least. But yeah, have a great day. See you next time.